So going back to the campaign building, we have the tag that is to be applied on Snap. So once the potential client tag is applied from Snap Mobile, that should kick up the post networking follow-up sequence. Right, and the email sent out after 1 day will be to keep in touch email before inviting for appointment. Hi, pleasure meeting you, so keep in touch. Here's my video demo link for your reference, and our company fact sheet is attached. So these two items can become a way to monitor the interest level. And the second email is to ask for a meeting, and then to initiate a task to call the contact person for a meeting. Because again, all these best practices you should include. Remember to assign the backup and the priority. Okay, so the task actually is to follow up, but upon calling, what we want to do is to come back to apply two different notes, either the note that they are keen to find out more, or they might not be too keen at the moment, but they do give you a date that you can follow up on. So this is a fantastic way to use note templates to document down the conversation. Unlike the internal form, which is pretty restricted in containing only fields, and of course you can use custom fields, but if you want to document more conversation notes, right, it's a good idea to use a note template instead. So in the note template, it looks pretty much the same as the call template, the task template. So in the title, you can say you called the contact person after the event, and the description is what we talk about and when we can follow up. These are just notes for you to know what to include in the note template. And for the note that on the KIV note, very similarly, we lock down the call to talk about why are they not interested and the KIV reason. Perhaps their decision cycle is a couple of months down the road. And then what we want to do is also that if they can give us a specific date and time to follow up with them. So I have set up a next review date field, whereby we can use that field to trigger communications, and we also record what information they wanted to be sent to them. So in this case, I use what you call a radio button, right, of two choices, whether it's a corporate training or speaking, and you can change the label. But what we did is to on corporate training, if they select this option, then the KIV corporate training tag will be applied. And if they select speaking, then the KIV speaking will be applied. And you can always set a required option or not. And if you leave if you click on this radio button, then this will be the default setting. So in here, I would prefer not to set up any defaults. Okay, so what can this radio button do is actually to split up the sequence. The other way to split up the sequence is using checkbox. In the checkbox scenario, you don't really have a dual or three options, but a checkbox is really just to have a yes/no option, right? So one of the things that maybe I'll just put it in is this a HRT and the person, right? Question mark. So it can be only be yes or no. So again, here you can add a tag, right? But if I check this, then of course this is a HR person and this is not, then it's probably some other destination. So I'm gonna get rid of that. And back to this campaign. You notice that actually in here there's nothing. I just wanted it to move from here to here. So you do still have to put it to ready. Why did I put that? Well, if this doesn't exist, a goal cannot be linked to a goal, right? This is something you have to know, right? So it's always a goal sequence goal kind of a setup, right? Okay, and finally, we want to send them different information. If they wanted training information and versus they wanted speaking information, I'm going to send them different way sequences of communication, and this is the way to do it is through this decision node. So in the internal form, you have a radio button with 2 choices. So go to define the rules. When be activated is the if this then that kind of ruling. You can also have an and or rules, right? So let me demonstrate this, right? If the contacts, if the form submissions choice option is corporate training and is selected, then we send them to the corporate training sequence. And for the other one, if the form submission option is speaking, and then we send them to that sequence. Okay, you could add other rules. For example, you can add in the context tags, for example. Okay, what you can add from the contact is contact fields, custom fields, whether there's a tags involved. That is really some of the options that you can do. In this case, we are not really going for that. Okay, so I'm done. This will help to split the sequence up to 2, right? I do have already something drawn up here so that here's some information on corporate training 3 days later. Hi, I'm getting back to you 3 days before the next review date. So in this section, I have set up the reminder. Instead of a time delay, I'll set up a contact field, so it will activate 3 days before the next review date, and this is set up as the next occurrence. So if the date has passed, then it will actually go for the next year date. And I want to set up a task on the day itself to just give them a call, and again just configure the task as required. Similarly for this, you can set it up, and notice that the decision node actually turns green. So this is an indication that this sequence is now ready, right? And I added this little thing here to basically terminate the sequence, so that if the contact user moves an opportunity or creates an opportunity, whether it's moving into a new opportunity, right, the sequence actually can stop. Okay. As for the top, right, if they are keen to find out more, right, then there will be a follow-up towards the meeting. Thanks for taking my call, and we'll set up a task to follow up with the prospect to make an appointment. And if that appointment has been met, then to create a new opportunity to follow up on. Thanks for your time for the meeting, and creating a new opportunity allows us to keep on top of the sales pipeline. So we could start the new opportunity from the new opportunity stage. In Infusionsoft, you are able to define a round robin system. You can configure it as a 1-1-1 kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of system, or you can do it like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that will give the some users more leads than others, right? And you also can do a highest conversion ratio method, right? So there's quite a flexible way of allocating leads. And interest bundle is only if you have products, and the other fields. So the next action date, well, you can set up, it will appear to you like not as a task, but it will alert you, and these are the actions that you need to take, and you can key in some notes here. Okay, and the campaign, because we have set up a task here, and we wanted this task to trigger this sequence, so this has to be checked, right, where the completion of this task, make appointment to see prospect is done, that will initiate this sequence. So as you can see, the things are all light green right now. So if I publish, then that shouldn't be a issue, except of course some elements are not connected, but largely they are